Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. It has been a minute, actually. It has been, I think, some couple of weeks that I've been on here. Yes, I just, you know what, I don't want to apologize this time. This time I just want my actions to speak for themselves. So I was here last time. It was match week 10, I think match week 11, and we're currently in match week 14. And I have to say, yesterday I did manage to catch up with some few of the games, and it was interesting to see actually see how Chelsea fared. So I'm excited to be back on here. I would like to apologize, my humble apologies. I was down a rabbit hole, but now I'm back. I hope to be more consistent and of course give you more content back to back. It's December, of course. I am expecting lots and lots of sports in terms of not only football but athletics and sports in general. Hopefully I'll be giving you some more content, and if you look forward to coming on here and relating with you guys, as it gives me joy. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. As I mentioned, it is match week 14. Yes, I know the last time I was on here, it was match week 10 or match week 11. And I think we did win. We were able to wrap up in terms of, yes, goal of the month and save of the month for October, which went to Jackson and Sanchez respectively. But I had to come on here. I mean, yesterday we were facing Saints in terms of Chelsea versus Southampton away, and we won this game with not one, not two, not three, but 5 goals. I mean, it was a very interesting goal. Of course, there are red cards in the game, and I'll be diving into that in terms of my review. So in terms of my match week 14, I'll be giving you the results of the fixtures that happened in match week 14. But in terms of the games that are coming, in terms of the next few games, I'm very excited. Of course, we'll be facing Tottenham on Sunday. I can't wait to see how that goes. And of course, Anthony Taylor will be the one refereeing that game, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But in terms of the Premier League, we are currently second, guys. What? We are actually second in terms of the Premier League, and yes, although Arsenal are behind us in terms of although Arsenal are behind us with a goal difference, I'm excited to see how it actually goes. And of course we have Liverpool, who are just cruising, yeah, in terms of the UEFA Champions League, in terms of the Premier League. And of course we have Man City as 4th, Brighton are at 5th, and 6th we have, I think, Nottingham Forest, if I'm not wrong. So it's interesting to see how the Premier League is shaping up this December, and I can't wait to see how the game goes. Yesterday I was able to catch the game against the Saints in terms of Chelsea, and I was also able to catch a glimpse of Arsenal versus Manchester United. I was rooting for both teams to lose or draw at least, but at least we are up, we are ahead of Arsenal. That's all that counts. So in terms of my review, I was not able to do a preview. I apologize again. In terms of my review, this is what happened. Now, in terms of the starting 11, we had a 4-2-3-1 formation with Jorgensen in goal. In terms of the back four, we had Malo Gusto, Alex Disasi, Osin Adarabioyo, and we had Marco Kurela. Then in terms of the midfield, we had Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. In terms of the forwards, we had Noni Madueke, Cole Palmer, and we had João Felix. Then up front, for the striker, we had Nkunku. Now, in terms of the first half, I have to say, of course, I missed the first 10 minutes, I won't lie, but I had to catch up in terms of the commentary. Disasi with the first goal, Enzo with the assist. Then in terms of the 16th minute, so the first quarter of the game, we already had 2 goals, which was having 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, the first 16 minutes. It was actually, yeah, it was kind of a morale boost, and it was looking as if the game would go well if we could maintain the same momentum. So in terms of the 16th minute, the 11th minute, we considered a goal. We were not able to keep a clean sheet, but we were able to go up in terms of the Premier League in terms of our goal difference. So in terms of the 11th minute, with Joe Aribo with assist from Kyle Walker-Peters, and this was the only goal that we would concede in terms of our game against Southampton. So in terms of the 16th minute, as I mentioned, they already had 2 goals, which was actually very very comforting, if you ask me. I know as Chelsea fans, definitely you guys are feeling happy. I know I'm a happy girl. So in terms of the 16th minute, we had Nkunku with the goal and Noni Madueke with the assist. Then in terms In terms of the 34th minute, we had Noni Madueke with a goal, João Felix with the assist. Then before I get to the 38th minute, we ballooned actually, yeah. We had so many attempts that could have actually been converted to goals, but that was not the case. I mean, we had balls hitting the bar. Cole Palmer could have scored, I think, 2 goals. But all in all, I know in terms of a final third, we had I think by the end of the game we had up to 26 attempted shots. So this was actually this was actually good, because we were able to convert 5 of them to goals. But if you ask me, this game would have gone way better, despite the fact, and considering the fact that the Saints had a red card, we could have actually even scored 8 goals, 10 goals if you ask me. But yeah, we'll stick with 5. We'll go home with the 5 goals. So in terms of the first half, at the 30th minute, we had a foul against Cucurella, where he had his hair pulled. And yeah, you should follow me on Threads, by the way, if you haven't. I'm very active on there. So in terms of the 38th minutes, we had Jack Stevens with the foul against Cucurella, where he pulled his hair, and this was what would take Southampton to 10 men. And this was what would even, although I would say they gave us a bit of a challenge after going down to 10 men, I would have expected us to do better. The ball was more in our half as compared to the first half, but I would say we were quite comfortable in this game. So in terms of 30th minute, we had Stevens going out with a red card. So Southampton are down to 10 men, and we have to, I guess everybody felt like they wanted to shine in this game, if you ask me. And although by halftime Southampton made their substitutions, we felt like we were more comfortable, and we did not make substitutions until we got to the second half of the game. Now, in terms of the second half, we had Cole Palmer with the goal and Nkunku with an assist. Finally, we had Sancho with a goal and Malagusto with an assist. In terms of the substitutions, now we had Cole Palmer going out. We had Cole Palmer, Madueke, and Cucurella going out. Then we had Vega, Sancho, and Dewsbury Hall coming in. That is in terms of the substitutions. So we had a 5-1 win against Southampton, and this was the game of the day, if you ask me. I mean, the rest of the games were actually interesting, but I did not catch most of them. It was only the Arsenal versus Manchester United game that I was able to catch. And what is going on with Arsenal and Connors? This game was actually pretty funny, but it was a 2-0 win. Yes, in terms of match week 14, I'll go through how the games went. So in terms of Ipswich versus Crystal Palace had a 1-0 win against Ipswich. Leicester won West Ham with a 3-1 win. Everton won Wolves with a 4-0 win. Man City won Nottingham Forest with a 3-0 win. Newcastle and Liverpool had a 3-3 draw, and Newcastle started the game. Isak had the first goal. I thought, at least Newcastle would at least give Liverpool, a run for their money. I know Liverpool are just flanging, they're just enjoying, but no, that was not the case. It ended up in a draw. Then in terms of Southampton versus Chelsea, yes, 5-1 win for Chelsea. Then we had Arsenal versus United, a 2-0 win for Arsenal. Then we had an Aston Villa versus Brentford, where we had a 3-1 win for Aston Villa. Then today we'll be having Fulham versus Brighton and Bournemouth versus Spurs. Of course, our next fixture on Sunday will be against Spurs, and of course, in terms of the Women's League, we'll also be having a game. So I'll be on the lookout to see how we actually perform in those games. But in terms of yesterday's game, midweek has never been as interesting as it was yesterday. It was good to be back watching some games, and I was filming for you guys. I'm happy to be back. As much as I was away, I'm happy to be back. So in terms of the table, we have Liverpool with 35 points. Then we have Chelsea with 28 points, and then we have Arsenal at third with 28 points. What is separating us and Arsenal is a goal difference. And in terms of the fourth position, we have Man City. Man City actually broke the streak of losses. Yes, this was their first win, I think, in 7 games, if I'm not wrong. Man City are currently fourth with 26 points. In terms of the bottom 4, we have Crystal Palace with 12 points. Then we have Ipswich with 9 points, Wolves with 9 points, and Southampton with 5 points. So in terms of this game, yes, I would say we had a field day in terms of this game. Very interesting to see how we actually performed. So yes, in terms of our next fixture, we face Tottenham. We know how we feel about Tottenham, but then again, we can't underestimate Tottenham. We'll wait to see how that game goes, and I'll be on the lookout. Please be on the lookout for my preview, and of course, it's good to be back on here. So once again, if you're new, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. I'll see you in my next video.